beautiful morning to you. And this morning, I just want you to do one thing. Find beauty in the little moments and hold on to it. Just find beauty in the little moments and try as much as possible to hold on to it. You know why? Because that alone can inspire you. Yes, even if you don't have a dime in your pocket. It can. A beautiful morning to you, Nigeria. Beautiful morning, Lagos. Beautiful morning all over the world. I don't know where you're joining us from, but this is Galactic Television, and the program is Family and Values. As much as possible, we'll try to see how our family, our home, can actually be the best at what we ought to have to give us peace of mind, rest, and also a well way of living right. Because if we do all this put together, as much as we labor, we work, we hustle, we try to make ends meet, if this is put together, it makes us complete. So we may not know everything. We may have forgotten certain things. You know, growing up, what our parents did, taught us or brought us up to know. And we may just ignore it because, well, times are changing. Yes, times are changing. But as much as times are changing, we should also inculcate some of these little values into the lives of our future, our children. And I pray God will continue to help us and be a good parent to our children, and our children coming up better for the use of the society. So, what are you up to? Today, the 5th of June, 2024, I have here with me on this mid-Wednesday, my darling joy. But my name still remains Olori Adejoke Abibi David, and my friends call me Olori AJ. It's good to have you this morning.
Good morning.
How are you? Why did they bring your
I'm
electricity?
fine.
When did your electricity come up?
Past.
No, people start putting it on their status.
I think mine was past 5. Past 5, yeah. Past 5. I think so.
Thank God for restoring the light.
Past
That
5.
one is very, very, very important.
Yeah, very important. Very important. A very good morning to our esteemed viewers. Thank you for being a part of Family and Values. Today is Wednesday, the midweek in the week. Of course, you should know that we are closer to the end of the week. How have you been? Thank you for being our guest from Monday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday, we are coming it down. Okay, so at least the strike has been suspended, but the roads are not that free anyway.
Yes.
Okay, my name still remains Joy Abu. We are streaming across all our social media platforms. Please download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can watch us on the go. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, our Facebook and X, please. Like I used to say, when you see these beautiful faces on your screen, you know it's time for family and values. Tell somebody to tell another person that, hey, the core values that we need to hear, those ladies are here again. Today promises to be another educative, insightful topic. Don't worry, it's something you are really going to learn a lot. Thank you and stay tuned.
Okay, so many actually look at the fact that family and values, they used to have values. Many actually, would I say, found it to be, well, it's not, let's just take it, it's the normal, you know, that people see now. Let's just live our life. What value? Who is going to bring the value? Where does the value say? The value is right here.
Well,
All we just need to do is to open those chapters.
Yes.
Just go back. Sometimes in life, even a manufacturer will go back to whatever product he had made.
Know whether...
And okay, this was how I did it. Okay, this is where I need to have this and make another update on this particular product so that I can... That's why you have all these new technology, new insight, because they are not resting. And as much as they're not resting, they bring back all those things they have started with. It has a great deal to do with us, and we need to start continuing to help to bring that value back to our home, because the home will actually build a greater society.
Of course, the home builds a greater
Today's
society.
topic.
It's another one. We are here.
Okay, so it's time for us to go for a mini feature, and we'll be right back. So don't go anywhere because our guest is right here. Stay tuned.
For most personal or individual living, strategic relationship building is a key part of life. The right relationships, carefully managed and nurtured, can help you achieve your objectives and make a real difference to life growth. And it's not just the relationships with the extended family that matters. Your neighbors, colleagues, friends play an important strategic role too. Many are keen to be more strategic with building relationships but don't know where to start. Some of the tips that will help to build better, deeper relationships with the people that count. Even though many are aware of the importance of building relationships and engaging with friends, but not everybody goes about building those relationships in a strategic way. So what makes a relationship strategic? Being strategic implies a more in-depth thought process behind your actions. It means you've considered your goals or objectives, the alignment of your life purpose and decisions, and how a relationship might impact your well-being, family, with ability to move forward. It means you've thought about things like strength, weaknesses, risks, and obstacles, and it means you are doing things efficiently, being proactive instead of reactive, and taking consistent action. Although building a strategic relationship might take some more upfront time, planning, and effort, it's far more likely to pay off in the long run. Relationship building examples. There are many types of strategic relationships you may need to build depending on your personality and goals. For example, you will most likely need to build relationships within your family or at least your environment. So, building relationships with key people in the supply chain is a good strategic choice. Some will also need to build relationships with well-established and experienced personality, which is an added advantage. 5 tips for building strategic relationships. 1. Start now. Relationship building takes time, and the longer you do it, the best it becomes to be a support channel when you need a friend to talk to. Building close relationships might even be an important first step before you enact other friendly movement, so start taking actions today. 2. Develop a relationship strategy. Start by putting together a relationship strategy which may closely resemble the following: the specific outcomes you would like to see from your relationship building activities, the types of relationships you would like to build, a general idea of who you would like to connect with or deepen your relationship with, what way you can commit yourself, especially your time, what methods you plan to use to initiate and nurture your relationships, how you will track your relationships and measure your growth with your loved ones. 3. Map your relationships. One of the favorite ways to build strategic relationships is to map your relationship with who, how, where, when, and why. This type of visual mapping can allow you to see the complex web of relationships between the people you are connected to. It's a great way to spot some contact between someone you know and someone you would like to meet. If you ask, they may even give you an intro. 4. Tailor your communication. Each person you connect with will have different interests and communication preferences. So make note of any issues that are relevant to them and how they prefer to communicate. That way, you can make your communication tailored to both your interest and a lot more importance. Also, consider the cultural differences and accessibility needs of different people. 5. Use effective engagement. Although there are many ways to build strategic relationships, nowadays, engaging with people face-to-face remains the most effective way to build trust. Of course, it's not always possible to engage with all in this way. It might be highly effective, but it isn't efficient to meet face-to-face when you've got a lot of relationships to manage. It's also not practical if you're the type that travel constantly. But if possible, try to prioritize a face-to-face conversation with each of your key stakeholder relationships, and then use your other engagement methods, which are video, phone calls, emails, SMS, newsletters, etc., to regularly stay in touch.
Back, the program is for Family and Values, Galaxy Television, and this morning we're looking at a very, very important topic. Of course, all our topics are very, very crucial and important, much as that we have been talking about those who grieve for some time now. I think last week we still talked about, and we looked at the cultural aspect, the culture and the tradition that comes with people who grieve and will go through. And from this particular topic, we decided to come up with this: building strategic relationships. Do you build relationship when your loved ones are alive, even now that you are still alive, and those who have passed on, leaving their children, the wife or the husband behind? You know, when they go through this grief, they go through a whole lot of moments that they alone cannot bear. But when you have relationship that has a foundation that can help you times of need, maybe when you're through this grief, it helps to make you stable and help you to easily find shoulder you can lean on or rest on, or hugs that can actually tell you someone is definitely there to help you. And so this morning we're looking at how to build strategic relationships. How do we build relationship? What would we do? How, when? What come about this? Is it important for us to build this relationship? And that's why we have decided to go all the way to bring someone who is a certified relationship and marriage coach in person of Olalekan Aremobi. It's so good to have you this morning.
Good morning. It's like you've not missed me. I'm not talking of that. You've not missed me.
Can you imagine? See how serious she's looking.
When you came, what did I tell you? What did I tell you behind the camera? Don't worry. It's your beat I'll take and add to my own beat.
It's so good to see you after a very long time. As well. The girls, both big and small girls. But for the girls, the papa for the girls, they make money now for girls. And then they get all the respect. It's so good to have you. God bless you. And we are so delighted. This morning we're looking at how to build strategic relationship. And we're looking at strategic relationship is important. Now, what is a strategic relationship and how do we really build this relationship? Because many what is strategic again? What is it? So what is strategic and how do we build this kind of relationship?
All right. Generally, every time we speak about strategy or strategic, it implies a line of action that has an expected goal, an expected thing that should yield an expected result. Okay, so strategic relationship then would be that a kind of relationship that you are consciously built because towards a certain goal, towards a certain reason, like there's a specific thing you want from the relationship. And that is why you are consciously building relationship. You know, sometimes we get into some relationships of people that it happens by happenstance, by chance. Circumstance bring you together, and then that relationship blossoms. But there are times when you consciously and intentionally go out of your way to engage a person, to start a relationship. Now, in that case, we say it's kind of strategic, where it's intentional. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen by error. It doesn't happen by chance. It's that I deliberately want to build this relationship, and I'm doing everything that I need to build that relationship.
So how do we build it?
Okay, so how do you build a strategic relationship? One of the first key things is that you must first know what you're looking for. Okay, so why have I built, like we said, strategy is that there's the end I expect. So if, for example, I realize that, say, I'm somebody that I don't know how to manage money. Okay, say I'm a single person that doesn't know how to manage money. So I know then that the kind of relationship I need a person, I need a friend that is good with money management. Okay, and then there's someone in my office or someone in church or someone somewhere that I know this person talks about money management a lot. I look like they're managing their money. So I want to then start a relationship with that person. So I need to first know, why do I need this relationship? What exactly is the end goal I want to get from this relationship? Because then that will help me know the kind of person to choose to start a relationship with. And also, it's important that I also know, after knowing what I can get from this person, I should know what can I give to this person. Okay, because every relationship must be, every healthy relationship must be such that you are giving as much as you are taking. Okay, if you are just taking, then you become a virus. Okay, that is just sucking the life out of that person without you hiding anything. And whatever you are giving must be something that the other person needs. Okay, so the example I gave, so if the other person is someone who already knows how to manage their money, that means you're not giving them anything in that sense. Okay, but maybe they need companionship. Okay, maybe they need someone to just always talk to. They don't have friends that much. Okay, so you are a friendly person. They are someone that can manage money. So he's helping you, he or she's helping you manage your money. You are providing companionship and friendship to that person. That is strategic. Okay, it must not be one-sided. Okay, if it's one-sided, eventually too.
Just like we're inviting you now to come and talk about this,
okay,
and you're also having a projection in
Okay, now I love the illustration you've given, but now for somebody who is thinking, okay, I need to build one, but I don't know how to go about it. What are the steps that you think can help such a person? Because there's this popular saying that said, oh, you need to build a relationship with a medical doctor, you need to build one with a lawyer, you need to build so that in case anything happens to you, you know people to call. And anyway, it's always good to have people around that profession in your cycle because you might need in your business. But how do you go about building such a relationship? What are those basic steps one can take? Because I feel somebody cannot just wake up and say, let me go and look for Falanya, I want to build a relationship with. You know, so what are those basic, simple steps that one can relate to and say, okay, with this now, I think I'm ready for that strategic relationship?
Okay. So if you, after you've spotted the kind of things you want, particularly in life, that's for particular situations or the kind of things you have the capacity to give to the other person. One of the things you need to do is you need to start from your circle. Okay. Most times when people want to have relationship with people that are on TV, okay, somebody they see on Instagram, and then they lose sight of those around them. Okay, so you belong somewhere. You belong to a family, for example. Now, in your family, your sibling knows someone, your father knows someone, your sister knows someone. That is a good place to start. You belong to a community, maybe you went to a school, there's an association of secondary school mates, of your university mates. So first thing you need to do is first look within your circle. Are there people that I can build relationships with in my circle? Now, also you need to be able to know when to go wide and when to go deep. What do I mean? Now, wide is what we're saying, that you want to have all sorts of people in your circle. Okay, you want to have an accountant in your circle, you want to have a medical doctor, a lawyer, maybe a first person, someone in your circle there. But if some people are not in your circle, you necessarily don't have to have a direct contact with them. Okay, because for example, if I need a soldier for something right now and I don't know someone, and I don't know one particularly, I may know one person that knows that person. Okay, so the solution is not for you to now begin to look for, who is medical doctor? Except say you have a medical case that you need to attend to particularly, then you want to specifically. But if it's that you just want to go wide, okay, then what is important is first build a good relationship with those are in your circle as much as you can. And it takes work. Sometimes we think that relationships should just happen organically. Some happen organically, but many do not happen organically. So you need to put in the work. Even the ones that happen organically is that there's consistent check-ins. Okay, so you are generous with your time. You are generous with your words. You check in on the person. How are you doing today? I want to check on you. Oh, you call, you talk. Okay, that is how you build these relationships. And if it now comes that you need someone in a particular field, and you don't know that person, you find out that somebody else you know that have a relationship with might know a person like that. Because if you now write a list of 20 professions that people you want to have a relationship with, what happens is that you might begin to have a very surface relationship. Okay, there's no depth, because what if you don't need the help of a forensic accountant for the next 10 years? So the attention you should have been giving a companion, you'd have been wasting it in that direction, and then the need never comes. Okay, so start with what is around you, people around you. Okay, if there are now specific things that you say, I might need these things in my life or in my line of work, that kind of thing, then consciously build those relationships as you go.
Okay, consciously build those relationships as you go. Let's go for our word on marble, and let's hear what people have got to say. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Okay, the friendship. Because of this friendship, I learned a lot about giving, selflessness, and all. That's why I could post about it.
And we lasted for like 15 years, but at the end of it all, we did not get married. She was so good to me, and even up to date, we're still meeting, we're talking. She's like my sister presently now.
You know, a relationship that actually ended because it didn't work out, you understand? The last relationship I walked away from was a relationship that actually shocked me to my bone marrow. I was with this girl and she was like, she wanted to do her birthday. So all of a sudden, she said she needed money, and which I gave her part of the money. To my greatest surprise was I heard that she has that I don't know that how did they put it? They said that she has married or something. So I was shocked. I never believed my eyes. So up to this point in time, I'm still sure because I've not even seen the girl, we've not even talked about it, we've not even said anything about it. So my last relationship was horrible.
Yeah, I have a past relationship. I have a relationship with my dad that I can never forget. My dad has always been a good man, you know, to all his children, particularly me. You know, he could check me in school, you know, buy things for me, you know, do anything. But the day I lost my dad, I felt bad. Even in his old age, if I, you know, take my children to greet him, he will still be there. He will still want to buy something, you know, something he has been doing before for we his children. So I can always boast of my dad relationship. And also I have a relationship with my husband. He's a good man too. My husband is a very, very good man, you know. He could do anything for his children, he could do anything for his wife, you know. And today we are still together, happily married, and everything I can say about a good man is what is in my husband. He has a good character, a God-fearing man, and so I'm happy to have him as my husband.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I have. But presently now, I don't think we are not together because I'm married now. But as in, we are cool. Yeah, we are cool together. And yes, we are still friends because we talk once a while. Yeah, with my ex, we do talk, sure.
Yes, I can boast of one that I'm in and I'm still on. She's very, very nice. There was a time I was not having anything. Despite she was a student, she still supports and she sent me money, assist me, advised me, and thank God, we're still on.
Welcome back. We've been discussing how to build a strategic relationship, and we have with us Olalekun Aremotope as our guest. Okay, so in the course of building this relationship, what do we need to consider? You have told us we need to look around us. We also don't need to pick from what we may not need in, you know, that may not even surface, that may not be need for. But I'm trying to look at it from this angle, just like one of our, the response from the Vox Pop. you've had 15 years of relationship and they are now sisters. Some, you know, they are now cool. You know, one said we are now cool. One said she's now my sister. Yes, it's a good thing. Like your Bible will say, we don't see ourselves and run away from ourselves. After many years, we should have relationship that when, Joy, is this you? How are your kids and all that? Now, in the course of considering building this kind of relationship, what do we need to consider? Because a lady who is still communicating with a 15-year kind of relationship that never, you know, lead to marriage, the partner, the spouse may not like it because it's like a flashback on whatever it is that transpired between the man and the woman. And we're Africans. We believe in what we see, how we see it. We think far beyond even where you need to conclude. I remember there was a time you came and you said sometimes when you assume 85 or 80% of what you're assuming is actually not true. So how do we consider building this kind of strategic relationship, especially to those who are married and who are, you know, having friendship? They've turned it to friendship. How do we need to put this together?
Okay, so I think I should mention as well that one of the key things when you're building a relationship, strategic relationship in this sense, is that you must always know that there is also the option that that relationship can end. Okay, because when you don't think that it can end, even when the other person is ready to go out, you are still holding tight to them unnecessarily. Okay, that's why sometimes some people now begin to stalk the other person. Some begin to, you know, just pursue them up and down their life, become very manipulative, and all those kind of things. So people need to understand that relationships can end. The moment is not give and take, it's not pari passu. Then free. No point stalking the person, check who like the person's picture, all those drama that usually happens. Yeah, so know that relationships can end. Now, for people that you've been in a relationship for say many years, or like that example, 15 years, and you guys did not
get married. We did not get married. Like you're my sister.
Sisters.
We are now 15 years.
15 years. God have mercy.
Okay, it's a lot. Okay,
it's a lot.
15 years is a really long time. We're going to consider it.
A decade plus life.
Yeah. Okay. A child born at that time,
is
planning to get into the university. Okay, so that's a lot of time that we can say was wasted in a sense. Okay, but I think the key thing, for example, if one of them now gets married, now when they are keeping up with this 15 years ex, is their partner aware? Okay, now that's always the question. Is your partner aware? One, is your partner okay with it? Okay, now if your partner is aware and they are okay with it, then it's okay. Okay, as long as you know that it's not.
There's a limit.
Yes, there's boundary, because every relationship must have a boundary. Okay, but if your partner is aware but they are not okay with it, and then you are saying, but I've known them for 15 years, I can't just throw them away. What you are doing is that you've chosen this other person over your partner. And that's already problem and trouble in your marriage already. Because every time you are talking to that person, you are hiding it from your partner. And that already shows that there's a problem. Something, that means there's still emotional attachment. Because whether I was with somebody for 15 years, because I did not marry them, I chose someone over them, means then that I will have to always choose the other person over them. So if your partner is not okay with you having conversations with that person at the level you're having, they are sisters. And then, so you must know that, oh, I'm sorry, my wife doesn't like that we have conversations. It's been a great 15 years. Bye-bye. Face your husband, I face my wife. Everybody is good. If we jam somewhere, we say, I. But now, your priority is the person you have chosen to be with.
Okay, now, like Olori said, the essence was because we're looking at those that have been grieving and then issues come up and you see that they have no one to actually run to, maybe because of family issues, and you've seen that most people, when they are grieving, after that period of burial, it's like they are left alone.
Alone, yeah.
And then you start asking your question, where were all those people that I thought I had? And then you now realize that you had none, because there was no strategic relationship that you built and kept, because there are so many friends out there, but like we're talking about strategy, someone once said, do you have one person that if you call 2 a.m. that can answer you if you have emergency? If you don't have that on your contact, then you're not in a relationship, or you don't have friends around you. Now let's look at the dangers that come with, or other dangers associated with building strategic relationship. Just like the Vox Pop we listened to, 15 years of my life, no, it's a no for me. I won't have a communication with you that is more than 1 minute. Why? Because whatever we didn't talk for 15 years, what are we discussing now? You know, the way he said is like, she's not a sister to me. In fact, you know, so I feel like, okay. So what are the dangers in building strategic relationship? And I really wanted to broaden it, because so that we can also attend to those that are grieving, so that you realize that, okay, so fine, if I'm building a relationship now with Olori, it's not because we're in the media space, it's so that 20-30 years after, we can still have that conversation, we can still be cool, we can still have each other's back. So what are those dangers that we need to look out for, that we don't get carried away?
So I believe that one of the key dangers is that you find out that there's a possibility of having fake relationships. In the sense that, because, for example, the example we're giving about, say because I need a medical doctor, that is why I am building a relationship with this person. There's a possibility that that relationship can be surface. Because the reason why I'm even getting into relationships before is because I want to get something from you. Okay, so that's why. So for people that say are grieving, something happens, they lose their partner. Before, they used to have plenty of people around them, or let's say they even lose money. They have a lot of money, and they lose money, and then suddenly they realize, where's everybody that used to be around me? The issue was that all of them were fake friends. Okay, the reason why they were with you was because of the things they can get from you. Now the truth is, sometimes we always know, but because we enjoy the attention, we allow it to play on. So it's important that we're able to look at our lives, and you might have 2,000 people on your contact list, but the truth is you might have only 3 that you know would always come through for you.
Come true.
And you must pay attention to those 3. So usually we do more of wide relationship than deep relationships. That's usually the issue that happens, particularly with people that when something bad now happens, and I realize that all the wide just disappears. So I thought I had 20 friends, but maybe it's only one that is standing. Is that one that always loved you for you? So we must be people that's why, you know, Nollywood will do movies like they say a prince will come from his kingdom, go to another land as like a poor person because he wants to marry. The idea of that is I want somebody that can accept me for who I am, irrespective of what I can give them or what I can't give them. That is how you measure real relationships. A relationship would always tell you the truth, whether you will kick them out or not. So when you find people that are always quick to say things just to flatter you, just always singing your praise, there's an issue, because you know yourself, but you're not perfect. You know, the word of Mabu was saying something about how we don't like to tell each other ourselves the truth. But internally, you know the truth. You know you're not a perfect person. But there's somebody, some 5 friends are always saying, you are all in all, you are everything. They are lying. And you know, a part of you knows, but because of the flattering that is coming from it, you enjoy that friendship and you pay attention to them. The one person that is always saying these things, you begin to look like that person is the bad person, when that person is actually the real friend that is still helping to get you on the straight and narrow. So that is one issue that happens. We pay attention more to flattery than truth. Real people, real relationships. Now, they would always praise you as well, because they also want to make you the best of yourself. But they will not shy away from pointing out a wrong that you need to correct. And they will do it with love. They won't do it condescending. They won't do it to criticize you. But they will mention to you that how you spent that money, you shouldn't have bought this phone at this time. You shouldn't have bought this car. now. I'm going to say, no, Remy, this guy is the best he needs at this time. And then when everything now sinks, all the Remy people will disappear. Is that person that you always thought?
The me is the one that
Maybe she's envying me. Maybe she's envying me.
Is that person now? That's the person that is staying with that. Well, but here now, what do we do in the end? So you must be careful that to sift, be able to discern sincerely with yourself, sit with yourself and check really who are people that have, even without me giving them things, even without me being anything to them, they've consciously paid attention to my life. They consciously want the best for me. Who are the people that, like you said, if I am down and out, I know that they will come through for me. And it's not by promise, it's not by saying, don't worry, I'll be there for you. No, it's by pattern. You must always choose pattern over promise. The same thing for someone that wants to get into a relationship as well. You choose pattern over promise. A guy that says that, don't worry, babe, when I have plenty money, I will take you around the world. I will buy you the best things in the world. But has never branch on the road and buy you bowling. Will not
taking you to just right.
You get, will not buy anything for you, will not do anything for you. Pattern. He only has his promise. He will not do it. But if he can buy you bowling, he can buy you granite, he can buy you a little wristwatch, you are sure that when you have plenty money, when he has, he would spend that. So check pattern over promise as much as possible.
Pattern over promises.
Check pattern over promises. I want to also look at it. You know, sometimes parents build some strategic relationships, especially those who are in high end, who have plans for their future and the family they're building. And in the course of this strategic kind of relationship they are built, maybe when they were in service, maybe when they were still very young till when they retired, you know, they still connect one way or the other. Some of them who are still young still reach out to them. But as they grow old, their children, the youth, you know, who have their own different pattern of life and things around them, they look at that and say, when daddy was alive, he used to keep all these people, you know, they don't know why and what has made that man or that woman to have this caliber of people around them, because you know they have their life, the parents have their life, and they have now grown up. They are saying, people I see, you know, that kind of thing. How do one now make those young ones to understand that, see, because some fathers keep those kind of relationships for their own best way of understanding that we need to have this kind of person around me. Maybe when I'm gone, you know, it will be a great advantage for my children, for my wife. Many of these our old people do that a lot. But the children may not understand it. How do one now present that? Because I've seen such. The man passed on at I think 89 or thereabout, but the woman, the wife, still alive, and the children are like, Mom, we don't need all this. And the mother is like, do you know who this person is to your father? Yes, you don't know him, but why not take your time to ask me so that I can explain to you that they are not drinkers or smokers. He kept this relationship with so person who is our neighbor next door or 3 places away or in this particular ministry for a reason. How do parents now explain this to the young ones who see it as it's not necessary? You know, the youth sometimes, some of them don't understand, so it's not necessary. How do they put this across to them?
Okay, so well, actually, the truth is the dynamics of relationships is changing. Okay, how baby boomers see relationship is pretty much different from how, say, some millennials, even so, Gen Z and all that, see relationship as much as possible. One of the things that can be used to bridge in such situations is that the parents must communicate why I'm keeping a relationship to the child, and it must be such that it's not almost when the parent is passing. There must have been conversations around this is why this person is in our life. This is why I allow this person comes to my house. This is why. So if that communication is not there, because for example, even on a more family note, say cousins, for example, okay, baby boomers used to keep in touch with cousins, okay, like everybody knows everybody, okay. By the time it became millennials, very few millennials know their cousins. Like, you will jam and you won't know that you'll be working in the same place, you won't know your cousin you're working with. Do you get? So, and then of course Gen Z is even worse. Okay, so but the issue there is usually, but if you find a Gen Z or a millennial that are close to their cousins, what has happened is that their parents used to take them. Yes. There's a decision that happens. They allow them, yes, so they allow them form their own relationships within that circle as well. Yeah. So it continues that relationship. It's same thing for, say, two people that would want their children to get married, for example. Now, it's not when they are adults, you now begin to force them to know themselves. If you allow them, I know they do that, say, in royal families, where they allow them, they keep the royal families keep visiting themselves. They allow the children to know themselves. So by the time many years from now, they now say, this is the person you want you to marry. There's almost not too much force because they are probably friends already. Now, of course, they may not still marry, but it is more outrageous if they never knew themselves and then you now bring and say you want. They might do it just because it's tradition, but then things like that still have issues. So if you want a kind of relationship to continue to the next generation, you must communicate with them why we keep this relationship. And they need to understand it. Okay? Because if they don't understand it, you can't enforce that they will keep that relationship. So they need to understand, they need to be involved. If there is an orphan that a father or a mother always goes to give something every birthday, for example, take the children along from time to time. Constantly take them along, let them have the experience. By the time they are gone, they own it. They will keep doing it after you are gone. Yes, because they've seen how much it means to you while you were alive. But if every time you used to go, you don't take them along, just I'm going somewhere, but they've never seen you experience it, they've never seen how much attached you are to that orphanage. By the time you are gone, that's the end of contributions to that orphanage. So if somebody from that orphanage reaches out and say, mommy used to give us this every June. Well, mommy's passed, that's the end of it. Because they are not attached and did not see how it was important to you, even though it was important to you. So you need to get them involved in that relationship as early as possible. That way you know that they can be a continuum.
Okay, I love the fact that you said get the kids involved as early as possible, because sometimes, we have kids that want to question every step you take. Oh, yeah. Even while you're introducing Mr. A, they are asking you, so what about Mr. B? What happened to C? What happened to D? And so it's important we explain at every point in life what each relationship stands for. Now, I really want us to, because sometimes when we're talking, I always like us to really talk to those that are down, the ones in the rural areas, the ones that, okay, fine. Now, we discovered that those ones build better and sincere relationship than those that are already made, than those that are top. Why? Because the pepper seller builds a relationship with the neighbor in such a way that if the neighbor is down, she will close her market just to be with that neighbor, whether in maybe the time of mourning or the time of rejoicing. You see them, I envy the kind of, they might not be that close, but anytime any of them in that circle have an issue, they show up. Now, what lessons can we draw from such people? Sometimes, like you said, they do it not because they have anything to give, but you see that they are small time, that money they want to lose at that time. And then we've had people that actually have this time to give you, but they don't want to give you. Now I'm talking of those that are now in the Babalowo class, and then they feel like their money should represent you. Now, how do we make people understand that in building strategic relationship, money is not as important as
And your
as your
physical
physical presence. So one day, a media person was saying that it got to a point she had to talk to her. Said that, is it because you've gotten here, you cannot, your friends, all of them were getting married, she could not attend one wedding. And then that day she said, no, this one I must travel to be there, because at the point it felt like she would just say, let me calculate the transport to and fro. Oh yeah, let me say. But sometimes it's not that money
that matters.
that is needed. It's just, let's see your face. So how do we differentiate between presence, communication, and gifting when building strategic relationship?
Yeah, I think that's a very, very good question. Okay, so I think that one of the key things, like you mentioned already, with, say, people of what we call lower class, is that they value people more than money. And sometimes we erroneously think that it's because there's no money. But relationships are not first built with money. They are first built with personalities. It's characters that build relationships, such that even if there's no money, we can still have a relationship. Okay. Now, sometimes a person can actually sincerely get very busy. Okay, that they want to really be at a particular place, but something else that has maybe some form of priority occurs, and they are able to physically attend. That happens. But what is key is that one of the things that is important is that you must always show up for people. Let them know that if you did not come today, then it was because there was something. But if you have a culture of never showing up, then that's where the issue is. It should be that your friends will say, if you say I won't be around, I don't want you to be around, but I understand. Then they know that you always show up, but something came up that did not allow you to show up. Why? Because your presence, like you said, our presence. Now, sometimes you must also be able to discern that relationship. Truth is, sometimes the money you send in some time is more important than your presence. Okay, like somebody wants to do wedding, they need money for wedding. Their plan is even that they want to reduce. They want to reduce the number of people that will come. Okay, now depending on, so you must also measure what kind of relationship do I have with this person. Okay, there are people that you can afford to say, okay, I won't come, but I'll send you some money, and they'll be fine with it because they are not that close for you to expect me to be there. Now, there's another set of people that I don't have to send money. Like, if I just come to your wedding and I walk away, I don't give you a gift, the fact that I came is enough. Is enough. There are people that if I come and I don't bring gift, they'll be angry that I came. They'll be like, why did I come? Why did I not bring any gift? Now, yes. Now, we must understand these three levels. Now, of those three levels, if three of them are having wedding on the same day, I would attend the ones that values my presence over money. In that order of scale, I would go to the one that just my presence is what he's making his or her day. The one that if I send money and I don't come, they'll be fine. The one that if I come and I don't give anything, that means there's a place they've placed me. This other person is the one that placed me in the most priority, and I must give priority to the person that gives me priority.
I love that.
So, and those are dynamics that sometimes we mistake, because sometimes the person that places priority may not be as popular, for example, as the other person. So you say, so if I go, they will show me on TV. Okay, let me go and buy something and take there. And then you miss out on a relationship that actually means something to you. So we must always check who takes me seriously, and then I should take that person seriously.
Who takes me seriously? I need to take the person seriously.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the in-depth understanding of this strategy. Because really, when I was doing like strategic, it is not, many were like, Olori, this one strategy you want to talk today. Is it not business? Is it not office? Now you know it's not office and it's not business. But I want to say a big thank you to Olalekan Aremotobe for being here this morning. He's a certified relationship and marriage coach, and we're so glad and happy that you're here with us. On behalf of VG Industries Limited, we are told to give you this tiny gift.
Thank you
interesting.
for being yeah, I love the way you say that's interesting. Hey, you see now.
Thank you.
Hey, I understand that.
VG,
Interesting.
Thank you, Viju. Okay.
Thank you for being part
So,
of
Joy.
the show. Yes, thank you very much. Now, like our guest has said, place priority on whom places priority on you. So it means place priority on people that take you serious, not the ones that feel like, she's one unserious person. So from now, if I take you very serious, I'll now go back to my contact list. I'll start checking. I'll be checking you for one after the other. Okay, thank you very much for being a part of today. Yes, tomorrow it's Healthy Thursday. It's going to be another dynamics to our health. My name still remains Joy Abu. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, as you find beauty in the moment, in the little moments, so that you can actually hold on to them. Just make sure that the friends you're keeping are the ones that will always be there, show up for you at any time. Not the ones that will just be hailing you, and behind you they would have murdered you. Yeah? So please look out for it, and God will help us. Tomorrow is another beautiful day as we'll be discussing abortion. D and C. Yeah, I want to know, I'm sure there must be a meaning to that D and C. So I know there is, but many don't. So tomorrow we'll have someone in the house who will be giving us an in-depth understanding of what abortion is all about. Why abortion? Is it right? Is it good? All this we'll be discussing tomorrow. My name is Remain Olori Adejoke Adebidevi. Thank you to everyone who has made today's production a great success. Thank you, and to our HOP. Thank you for always standing by. We appreciate you, our viewers. Have a lovely day. We love you, and stay tuned for the next programs. Bye for now.